either a chip ID, a barcode, or you can enter it manually. You'll notice in the top left, there is some reconfiguration that's going on here. In the top left is for the profile. Show your email address, and then if there are any registered devices that you have currently. On the top right, gives you access to your profile. There is a help link that has been linked you to YouTube videos about Certcheck, and then it gives you the different version and app and environment that you have at the bottom. Clicking on the X, you can go back to the main page, and I'm just going to show you one of the assets that we have currently in the system using a RFID chip. To show you that when you bring this up, it brings up the item for your customer, and then on the bottom right you'll be able to see View Cert, and when you touch that, it brings up the latest cert for this particular asset. And it's great for someone who's on location and needs instant access to their assets, as well as if you're actually in a sales department or you're doing sales. This is a great sales tool for your customers to be able to access their data through TESSALink. Now, this currently is open to anyone who has that RFID chip, or if they were to go in and manually enter an asset number. And currently, if there is an asset number, and I'm just going to do this just to show you, it doesn't return any equipment if there's more than just one, so it has to be that unique number. But coming out with the new version, once it's put into production, if there's an asset number and there are several different assets from different places that have that same ID number, then it will show all of those in the public arena, in the public view of the Certcheck app. Now, the new feature that we're introducing is a private section for this Certcheck app, where you would actually give customers access to their assets, and only those persons who have registered their profile and their devices are registered with you as the provider, only they would be able to see those assets. So I'm going to take you through this process and show you what that looks like. Give me a second as we go through, and I'm going to bring this over so you're able to see. I want to take you through this process and to show you what it looks like. So give me a second as we go through, and I'm going to bring this over so you're able to see. And I'll scoot this down just a little bit and get rid of this for you. So currently, we would go to users, and you'll see there's a Manage Certcheck Access. So for every one of the users now, when you go into Customers and Search, you'll be able to see all of your customers. You'll be able to look at the details, and here at the bottom of the left side of the page, make Certcheck Access private for this customer. So for this customer, Under Pressure Energy Solutions, once I check on this box and save, then any of their items that come up on the Certcheck, I'm going to go back now and we'll put in that asset. And this one is still on because it's owned by a different company. So I will go to this one.
Pete, you gotta move your phone up.
So this asset that I just searched for is owned by Under Pressure Energy Solutions. And it says the equipment's not found because I've not registered my device yet. So I'm going to go and register my device now.
I just realized I need to bring this back up to show you that when I do search for this one comes up because this particular customer still has full access. When I search for this one, it says equipment is not found because this is our under pressure energy solutions, and you have to have permission to be able to see those assets for that particular customer. So I'll bring this back down for you. We're now going to add a user to this to give them permission to be able to see what's going on. So we go to Users, Manage Certcheck Access, and then we're going to invite. You put the email address of the person in here, and then click Invite. And you're going to see that on my device, I'm going to go to my email. And I now have a Certcheck invite in my email with a code. So I can copy my code, go back over to my Certcheck app, go into my profile, and see that I have been invited. I will verify that. My email address is in, and then I'm going to put in my code and then verify. Now it says I have successfully verified my, and it comes up now green as being verified. So then I'll go back over, refresh, and we see now when I go to Manage Certcheck Access that mine, I'm now in there as verified, and I have one registered device. So I'll bring this back up for you. Now before, when I went to this, it said that there was nothing there because it was being protected. And I was not verified yet. Now that I go in and search for this asset, it comes up. And that's because I have my verified profile for that particular asset. Now I'm going to go in and do another customer. Go here to the bottom and then save. I'll come over once again and do the invitation. And so if I have several vendors who are working on my equipment, then I would be able to see that equipment and be able to do that from several different places. And what I mean by that is that if I'm the customer of two different companies that are using TESSALink to recertify my hose, my frac iron, my lifting and rigging, whatever it may be, if I've got 2 or 3 different companies that are doing this for me, then I would be able to see each of those. Now, if you have a license, has full customer access, then you would check this box. If it's a read only, then you would leave that box unchecked. But if they do have a license, you could go ahead and do this and check it. Press on the invite. I can now go back to my mail. And I've got my second code. It's come. I can now copy it. And you want to make sure that no one else receives these codes but you. That's part of the confidentiality and keeping things so that you're able to know that what you have, no one else does. I would now verify. My email address is there. I'm going to put in my code, verify, and it's now successful. So now I can come back and I can do my RFID chip, or I can put it in manually. And it will bring up my other asset. I can view that certificate if I want to be able to see that everything has been done. But now I'm able to go in between those however I want. So I've now got my lifting and rigging as well as my hose, and everything there is taken care of. So that is the Certcheck feature. You now see that I can bring this back down for you, and we can refresh this information. Go back into this customer and see that I'm also now registered for this particular customer as well. So I have two customers, or two vendors now, that I am as a customer registered with. Okay, that is the Certcheck app. Now I want to show you our Quick Pass. Quick Pass is also on the mobile app. And I do want to show you too. Scroll this down a little bit for you. That TESSALink is on 3 different platforms. We have the web platform, we've got our mobile iOS and Android, and we also have the desktop. And the web is for browsing. The desktop is our testing environment. And then these 2 mobile are with our mobile CertNet app. And I will show you here on, this is our mobile app. And I can go to this is the UAT area, and I can show you the assets that we're going to be taking a look at. So these are the assets that we currently have. These are the 2 UAT. You can tell that these have not been inspected within the range of time that would have kept them certified so that they could be used. They do have a schedule. This one has a schedule on it, yearly schedule. The due date was in 22 for this. So we would go to the mobile app and look up this asset. And I'm going to use my RFID tag to locate it. So there's our asset, the PMUAT-2, and you'll see on here that it is out of date when it comes to the inspection. So when I touch on the screen, you'll see at the right-hand side in the black bar, Quick Pass. Now, what this feature does, since this only has 1 schedule on it and 1 form to fill, I'm going to be filling a hose in-service inspection. And when I touch Quick Pass, it is actually going to fill that form. I'm going to go to View first. Then I'm going to go to the Forms and show you that this at the top is the hose inspection checklist that I need to fill. So I would go back. I've chosen my asset. I'm going to click on Quick Pass. And you'll now see that that form has been filled. So it will fill all required fields and pass this form without having to go in and taking a look at what has happened with that form. So I can go back to View, go into Forms, the top right, And here is my hose inspection. It's at the bottom. The newest is always at the bottom. I can check into that to view it. And all of everything has been checked, everything has been passed, and it is ready for service. So I'm going to take you into another asset. This is a sling inspection. I can go in and take a look and to see how many schedules are on this one. You'll see that this has a visual inspection, a sling inspection, and assembly disassembly. And the first one that you see is on the quick pass is the sling inspection. So when I do that sling inspection, it passes it. And now you'll notice that the visual inspection has come up. The sling inspection was passed, and now the visual inspection has come up. It is due as well. When I touch on that, the sling inspection is done, and now the assembly disassembly has come up, and I can also pass that. And you'll want to make sure, and I'm sorry, the reason that came back up is it's due every day. So if it's going to be due every day, and I'll go back. Sorry, I'm put my finger on the wrong button. You can go back in and view this and take a look at the forms. And you can see that those three forms, sling inspection, visual inspection, and assembly disassembly, have all been passed. Now those will come up due because on this particular schedule, they are due to come up every few days. So regardless of what type of inspection you're doing, it's going to pass it. It will pass all required fields. There won't be any comments in that unless you wanted to go back and put comments in it. But that is the quick pass feature that gives you the opportunity, especially for those of you in the field, if you've got one schedule or several schedules, but one form attached to that schedule, then you'd be able to pass that quickly. Okay, so I'm going to do my best. I wasn't able to hear before, but if you have any questions, Brandon, if you can let me know if there are any questions that are in there that we need to answer, or anything that's any comments that I need to go over again, please let me know.
Yeah, one of the customers just had a question about if they can add an order number when quick passing. But yeah, I just let them know that they would have to fill a form normally and then add an order number and then complete that form or pass it. And then any forms that you quick pass afterwards that order number will persist. Or they can also just mass action, add the order number on the web after the forms are all completed.
They want to give us a comment. I think they want to comment.
There you go.
Hey, Peter.
Yes.
Okay, you know when you was this Cedric at Wilco, when you were here last time, and we went over the bypass for things that are outsourced on testing. For hoses.
I do know. Okay, I don't remember, but please let me know what you're talking about. Yes.
So we're bringing something in from one of our vendors that they tested, right? So we're not going to be able to capture that here because we didn't hook it up to our test stand. So the thing with the importing their test certs and getting the assembly passed through the process that takes.
I think I understand what you're asking.
Yeah, because when we hook the hoses up and we test them here, the TESSALink capture it. So that's how we're able to pass these assemblies. But if we're bringing something from our vendor that they tested and we don't have the capabilities to test,
Hey,
we
guys, can we take this offline? Just keep the questions towards only what we discussed today.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Apologies.
No problem. I'll make contact with you and we'll figure out how I can help you with that for sure.
but I think those are all the questions, at least, Pete.
Okay. I apologize. I wasn't able to hear before. I had too many things connected up to my computer, so I'm able to hear your comments now, Brandon. Thank you. Okay. Well, folks, if there is nothing else about these particular features, please know this video is going to go on our YouTube channel. We've now got mobile as well as web videos in our YouTube channel. The link to that YouTube channel is in the email invite that you received to this particular webinar. You'll be able to go and take a look at all of the current videos that we have. We'll be putting more in there, and we'll also be having more webinars throughout the year. Our goal is to have one once a month and give you all an opportunity to see the new things that are coming out, as well as asking questions about those and interactions. We're always willing to provide any kind of training. Please reach out to us if there's something you would like to know more about, if there are features that you would like to have some more instruction on, or just something that doesn't make sense. Please reach out to either myself or to Brandon in support, and we'll be more than happy to help you at any time. Brandon, do you have anything else?
No, that should be it.
Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Feel free to reach out to us following this webinar, and we'll be more than happy to follow up with you and have further conversations. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good day.
Thanks, everybody.